You know, you've probably used dozens of AIs just today without even thinking about it. But have you ever stopped to wonder if the AI that recommends your next movie could, I don't know, one day decide to write an entire symphony? Well, the answer to that question really opens up this whole fascinating world of intelligence, from the super simple to the, well, almost godlike. So let's break down the three fundamental levels of AI. So the first thing you've got to understand is that artificial intelligence isn't just one single thing. It's really more like a ladder of capability. And what we're going to do is climb that ladder together, step by step, starting with the tools we use every single day, all the way up to the sci-fi concepts that could literally change everything.
Okay, let's just try a quick thought experiment. Your phone's assistant, right? It can tell you the weather in a split second. But could it also invent a brand new recipe from scratch, write a beautiful poem about that recipe, and then, debate philosophy with you? The answer is absolutely not. And figuring out why that is, well, that's the key to unlocking these different levels of AI.
Think about it this way. A calculator is an absolute genius at exactly one thing: math. It's way faster and more accurate than any human could ever be. But if you ask it to write a song, it's completely clueless. Now picture a robot that can not only do math, but can also learn to cook, drive a car, and maybe even tell a halfway decent joke. That's the huge difference between a specialist and a generalist, and it's the fundamental split in the AI world.
All right, so here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the AI we're all using right now. Then we'll look at the next big goal that researchers are aiming for, and finally, we'll peek into that wild sci-fi future. Then we'll wrap it all up by talking about why any of this actually matters.
Okay, first up is level 1, narrow AI. And listen, this isn't science fiction. This is the AI that's already woven right into the fabric of your daily life, a lot of times in ways you probably don't even notice.
You see, the whole key is right there in the name, narrow. This is AI that's built and trained for one specific purpose, and that's it. It has to operate inside this little predefined box, and it can't just, decide on its own to go learn a new skill.
So it's a total rock star in its one little domain, whether that's playing chess or recognizing faces or filtering spam out of your email. But the second you take it outside of that narrow lane, it's completely lost. It's just following a very complex set of instructions, not truly understanding the world.
You know, the best way to think about this is like a highly skilled worker. Picture a world-class accountant. They're a genius with numbers, but you wouldn't ask them to go fly a fighter jet, right? Every single narrow AI system we have today is a specialist just like that.
And you are surrounded by these specialists. Your voice assistant is a specialist in understanding commands. Facial recognition is a specialist in finding patterns in faces. Your spam filter, a specialist in spotting junk mail. And that Netflix algorithm, it's an absolute master specialist at one thing, predicting what show you're going to want to binge watch next.
Okay, time to climb up to the next level. This is level 2, Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI for short. Now, this doesn't exist yet, but it's pretty much the holy grail for many of the world's top AI researchers. It's the big prize they're all chasing.
AGI is that massive leap from a specialist to a generalist. I mean, the definition says it all. It's an AI that would have the ability to think, to learn, and to apply its intelligence to solve pretty much any problem, just like a human can.
And this is where things get really, really interesting. An AGI wouldn't just do one thing well. It could tackle any intellectual challenge a person could. It would get context, it would understand sarcasm, and this is the most important part. It could learn something in one area and apply that knowledge to something completely different. I mean, just imagine an AI that learns about how flavors work together while it's cooking and then uses that abstract idea to help discover new medicines. That's AGI.
This analogy really paints a clear picture. It's not about being the best in the world at any one single thing. It's about having that flexible, adaptable intelligence to do all of those things, to learn and reason and just function in the real world, just like we do.
And I want to be absolutely 100% crystal clear on this. AGI does not exist yet. Not even close. We've seen some incredible, mind-blowing advances in narrow AI that can sometimes look like general intelligence, but creating a truly adaptable, human-level mind, that's still one of the biggest scientific challenges of our time.
All right, now for the final and kind of dizzying step up the staircase. We are officially entering the realm of pure theory and science fiction. This is level 3, Artificial Superintelligence, or ASI.
So, if AGI is intelligence that's on par with a human, ASI is an intelligence that would surpass the collective brain power of all humans combined. And not just in things like logic or math, but in every single field you can imagine: scientific discovery, social skills, even artistic creativity.
Honestly, its capabilities are almost impossible for us to really wrap our heads around. It would think faster and deeper than any human. But the most profound, and maybe a little scary, idea is that it could improve itself. An AI that can make itself smarter could kick off a runaway chain reaction of intelligence, growing exponentially in ways we can't even predict, let alone control.
This quote, this gets right to the heart of the whole thing. The moment an AI becomes capable of designing another AI that's even just a tiny bit smarter than itself, a chain reaction could start that could lead to what people call an intelligence explosion.
So yeah, just so we're all on the same page here, this is purely a future concept. It is the subject of some really intense debates among scientists, some philosophers, and ethicists about what it could mean, but it is not something that exists today. All right, let's pull all this together and look at it side by side. You can see the progression really clearly. For intelligence, we go from limited to human level to beyond human. Now, does it exist today? A big yes for narrow AI, but a firm no for the other two. And finally, look at learning ability. It goes from being totally task-specific to multi-domain to, well, potentially unlimited. That's our whole staircase of intelligence right there in one snapshot.
So, we've climbed the whole staircase. But why does any of this really matter? Why should you care about the difference between these levels? Well, it's all about putting everything you hear about AI into its proper context.
See, knowing these levels helps us cut through all the hype. It lets us appreciate the amazing tools we have today without getting them confused with the science fiction of tomorrow. And maybe most importantly, it gives us the right words to have serious, informed conversations about the huge safety and ethical questions we have to answer as we keep pushing toward more and more powerful AI. So now we have the framework, our ladder of intelligence. The journey from the narrow AI that we have all around us right now to a true general AI, that is the greatest technological quest of our time. And the ultimate question isn't just if we'll take that next step, but how we choose to prepare for a world where we actually do.